evening. Even though I can't see you, I can sense you. I think that we have been, it seems like a lot of people have been coming by for a long time. I just, I just heard I was on the chat for the Republic. There's a really cool, when you join the Republic, there's a really cool communication system they have. It's called Wire. And on Wire, somebody reached out to me. His name is Ward. I can Kenny Ward. Kenny Ward reached out to me on Wire, and he said, "I've been watching your show for a long time, and I'm also a musician." And he sent me a song, and it was so moving. People are so talented. It's so beautiful to hear it. I mean, I was just blown away. I don't feel like a musician after hearing his tape, Kenny Ward's tape. I don't know if it's commercially available. It's called Hill of Beans, but it really made me cry, and it was so heartfelt. Hey, Sharon, the party queen, what's going on? Hey, Kobrick. All good, man. All good here. We were building today, so we started building my studio upstairs. It doesn't seem like much. Daniela wouldn't. I said, let me take a picture and show everyone what we're doing. She's like, no, it's not far along enough yet to show people. But we framed out for the window that we're going to use for the studio, and this is what my dream is. My dream is to have a studio where I can broadcast and have beautiful scenery behind me. One of the problems that I faced through the years is that the height of the windows is usually like about 3 feet, and it makes it hard to, because I'm a small dude, to see past me. Like if I was taller, you could see but so it's difficult. But so in my studio, I'm setting the window at about 2 feet high, so I won't have that problem anymore. This, by the way, is Wyatt Earp, man. This stuff rocks. Brian Best, spiritualbeancoffee.com. I recommend you go and get some 2-pound bags, man. That was my way. Brian's been spoiling me lately. He keeps sending me unbelievably beautiful organic coffees, so I don't have to buy it. But in the old days, I would buy it by 2-pound bags because it's so good. Wyatt Earp, a local character. He was apparently lived in Prescott, Arizona, and yeah, so that's, I guess that's where Brian gets the name. He also just designed a new flavor called New Morning, which is kind of based on our song New Morning. Hey everybody, going to try the coffee next? Yeah, the coffee's great.
And Brian said people are living the New Morning coffee.
People are really loving
it's bright, refreshing, and leaves a wonderful aftertaste.
It's bright, refreshing, and leaves a beautiful aftertaste. I hope my show does. I'm not sure. I don't know if we're always bright and refreshing or leave an aftertaste, but at least we're honest. Hey, Larry. Yeah, it's you try the hello from Panrup, Nevada. Nice, man. You got a lot of nice rocks out there. I've been pretty good about my humanitarian warrior project mission brochure flyer. I guess so. Maybe you could, yeah. Let's do it for tomorrow. I want to add that in order to have some of those coffee beans, sometimes you have to, you'll have to order them. They're really good. He's really good. The real thing you really want to do is to go to Prescott. It's a town worth seeing. It's a little bit of a fancy California kind of town, but it's not that fancy. It's more fancy than Kingman, that's for sure. But what? Yeah, I mean we have jerks over here as well. So the jerks aren't located in just one.
I mean the doctor.
Yeah, we had to go to a medical thing there, and they were just ridiculous. Have jumped in and out many years as time is allowed. Nice, New York Shepherd girl. So nice to see you. Best channel. Well, thank you. Yeah, we're just keep doing it. I don't know. The, okay. So let me talk to you. Let's level up here. I'm just I'm feeling like, and I've been saying this for the last couple of days. The news, the so-called news on X that I've been following religiously for many years, is just it's just like feh. I can't relate anymore. I just can't relate. Trump's doing this, Trump's doing that. This is what's happening. It's just like, okay, we know all that. And I'm not in the camp of like nothing's happening. When are they arrested? I don't believe that at all. I believe a lot is happening. The whole world is being turned upside down. There's no question in my mind. However, I was talking to my friend Paul from the Republic today, and this is why one of the reasons why you want to join the Republic, besides the fact that it is the best show in town, in my opinion. It is the event of the century. If we get out of maritime law and get into constitutional law, but it's going to take enthusiasm. And since I was around, since I was like very young during the 60s, but I just remember how the whole world can change really quickly. I just remember reading Jack Kerouac's On the Road. At that time, these were revolutionary thoughts. And we're coming back into that kind of a thing. Everything is changing. I'm not saying that nothing's going on in the news. I'm just saying that right now, I think it's more important. Hey, Go Time. I think you want to be on the show. Well, send me an email. If I think right now the key is action. The key is doing. And I've been saying this for the last couple of days. It is not, for me anyway, watching the news anymore. It used to be. It used to take a lot of my time. We would always sit there with our cell phones during meals, and both Danielle and I are researchers, so we check it out. But I don't see it anymore. I don't find it interesting, and I don't believe, like there was that report yesterday that all the hospitals in the United States got served papers and they're getting rid of their pharmaceuticals and all that. This is just bullshit. And if you want to know how I know it's bullshit, it's because Sandy Marecki came out and said this is not how things go down. If you want to know the real deal of what's happening, check in with Sandy Marecki. She's the Secretary of State for the Republic, or check in with President Geiger. Or my man Kelby, or anybody in the Republic. But this is a massive return to a time when before this evil cabal took over. These are criminals. These are gangsters. Right? Did I say right? Gangsta. These are gangsters. These are horrific, pedophilic, adrenochrome sucking, child trafficking, organ trafficking. They're talking about Planned Parenthood, how they trafficked organs from it's unthinkable. The chemtrails, the food, the poison food, everything, the poison medicine, everything comes from this criminal cabal. The drugs, not just illegal drugs, legal drugs. What Danielle and I are just we're watching this Netflix series, and that has commercials. Is it Netflix we're watching?
You're watching The Travelers.
Yeah, I know, but is that on Netflix? But they have these commercials where they talk about the new drugs. Like if if you want to if you have, God forbid, prostate cancer, they're required, I guess, to say the side effects. It's like, well, you may have seizures, and you may go into a coma, and I mean, it's like, this is unbelievable. These are the things that we've been trained from birth to think of the magic drugs, all these drugs. This is a criminal organization. And we're lucky. I don't want to go into the LifeWave thing right now, but I think LifeWave is a tremendous move forward into light therapy, into frequency-based therapy. So I'm very excited about LifeWave as well. Let me just put on my little, call Dr. Stacy, get some X39.
No water machines.
The water machines they don't have any next week. They won't have it till May 7th, right? Next Thursday. They're very hard to get because it's a very big demand. Why wouldn't you want a water machine that where you drink the water and you feel it instantly? And it could have profound effects on your longevity, on your youth, on a lot of things. So keep in mind that people say, well, it's expensive, it's $5,500, but it's expensive not to get it. And we have a nice person from the channel who's helping Daniela. Daniela is she's crazy about, she gets into this. She's always into the next thing. She's just very progressive that way. We have to stop these creepazoid thieves from stealing and grifting our money. Right. The deep state needs to go. Absolutely. But the way to do that, in my opinion, and there are refunds. Daniela says there are refunds from the tariffs coming out in May. But yes, I agree with you, Sid Cohn, 100%. We need to get rid of these creepazoids. However, watching the news is not the way to do it, in my opinion. I'm just saying from my viewpoint. This is not going to get us knowing the latest and greatest that just came out on X from beautiful people, and it's great information, like Brian Cates and all these guys, Ariel, Big Daddy on TikTok. There's all kinds of really cool information coming out, but that's not what's going to get us to the next step. What's going to get us to the next step, in my opinion, is the Republic. And all of us joining the Republic and seeing it. I was talking to my friend Paul. I have my Paul Rodriguez is my go-to man at the Republic, and we often do these. He calls it noodling. We do this noodling where we talk about it. This is the future. When enough people get on. And Sandy, I saw a film from Sandy the other day, and she said, "We're not there yet. We're not, but This is Jack Kerouac. This is Ken Kesey. This is beyond that. The Republic, godly, divinely inspired law, and a civilization that makes sense. We can have that right now. So so just join. Let me put the thing is, join the Republic. Go to the website. Some people are telling me that they have difficulties with that particular website. I'm also wanting to start my own website. I think there are people that want to help me do this, or whatever. I don't know. I've tried these things in the past. They really haven't gone that far. But we are like, if you want to extend our relationship, let's say you like what I say. Let's say you've been following me for years, which I mean, it boggles my mind to know that. It's very humbling for me, because I don't really consider myself to be like anything special. I don't, of course people are watching me. I'm like, I don't think that. I just do this because this is what I do. It's not like I do this because, but so I'm always surprised when people tell me, oh, they've been listening to me for years and they like my show and whatever, they love my show. This is all, like, it always comes as a shock for me. It never gets old. People say, you really helped me through the years. When I hear that, it's like I'm hearing it for the first time. Of course I helped you. No, that's not me, man. I'm maybe I'm a little bit innocent that way. Thank God. I'm very childlike, I think, and I think if you're attracted to this kind of thing, you probably are as well. But my point is like this: that if God forbid you're lonely, if you don't have anybody to communicate with about the things you know that most people are oblivious to, or a lot of they people out in the veldt in the world, they sense that something's up, right? Yeah.
Yeah, this is 29 questions, but I don't know if it's too long to read,
29 questions.
to read them
Okay, let me see. 29 questions
about Sandy
Oh,
Teriyaki and
about
Joe
Sandy. Um,
I don't know if you want to read the.
I think I'd
answers each
rather
time.
I have to read it first. Joe Q would and Deutsche Bank. This is information from Sandy. I'm not really sure who Joe Q is, but it will be a
Ask the
combination.
people on there if they know Joe Q.
Okay, I'm going to have to read this because the truth of the matter is, if you really want to know what's going on, check in with Sandy Marecki at the Republic. Check her videos. People are starting to interview her now, but she has direct contact with the White Hats. So everybody else is saying, "Well, this is happening and that's happening," and it is hearsay. Show that mission doc on your screen and explain when the shutdowns happens. It's too late. There is some time to get involved with the trusts that are about to be made available. Get in the front line. We will. Okay, so what time does it show? Okay, show the mission doc on your screen and explain what when the shutdown happens is too late. There's sometimes to get involved with the trusts.
I have to do that tomorrow, like you said.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to absorb. So this is in line with how do you know who the creepazoids are? How do we know? And can they be in disguise? It doesn't matter. I don't know if you're really asking me these questions, but we don't relate to creepazoids. We don't. That's not our thing. Um, okay, so teach. Yeah, thank you, Trinity. So here's the thing: if you want to be part of this revolution, this evolution. I'm not talking about violence, but if you want to be part of the new age, join the Republic. I 100% believe that is the way forward. So you can go to the republicforusa.org. If you have problems, just keep at it. And if you don't hear from them, find, just be persistent, just find a way. Now the other way you can join is through this humanitarian projects, right? So if you are interested in, and probably all of you are, of starting a humanitarian project and being funded, this is, I've been scoffing at this for years. I've been saying, well, how do we know? Is this, but now they're saying that this is White House, White Hat sanctioned humanitarian project. So if you really want to get involved and you want to have the real form and be involved, and also just hang out with people in the know, just like if I really want to know what's going on, I don't look to Joe Rogan. I look to Sandy Marecki. I look to the Republic. Yes, I mean there was the post about there was a post about all the hospitals are switching. It's just total nonsense. But Sandy said that that's just not the way these things come to fruition. She knows this stuff. She's connected. So we've been looking for our connection to real information for a long time. So if you want to be connected to the real deal, join the Republic. Get on Wire. You will have unlimited friendships. If you're lonely or if you just want somebody to talk about what's going down, And also, we are trying what Paul Rodriguez and I were talking about is we're trying to find a way not only for you to get humanitarian projects, but also for you to get a state citizenship passport. So we're working on things so that you can be out, you can leave the cabal. You're not subject to the maritime law anymore. You are a state citizen and you are free to live your life. So we're working on things in that direction. uh, Kelby is working on freeing up our land and our and also working in this direction. We're all wanting to be free, but and this is just coming from me. It's really a message from me to me is that the news on X that I've been really enjoying for years. For a while, I was on Telegram. That was really exciting for a while. YouTube was exciting back in the day before they started censoring everyone. But it's just, this is not, in my opinion, where we should be putting our energy. We should be putting our energy into creating new lives, new resources, new food sources, new medicines, new understandings of holistic things, of using light technology like LifeWave, and joining the Republic and moving forward into the promised land. This works on many fronts. I mean, Paul's talking about when this shutdown occurs. I haven't really been able to wrap my mind around that idea. I don't totally accept it because it seems like everything is being rolled out in such a slow way. When I joined, did you contact me about the QFS reset? No, because I don't know anything about it. I didn't. I didn't. I'm not sure. Let's see. Um, I didn't. I didn't reach out, Sid Cohn, but I know nothing. I know what I as much as you guys know, and from what I know, is the QFS reset coming? Yes. Is it actionable right now? It hasn't been to me. Maybe there are people who have been contacted, but I'm not one of those people. But I think that this is the time to really work on your new life, your to manifest your dreams, whatever they are. For me, it's part of this whole thing is that I really wanted to have a nice place, a nice studio to make my videos. This is pretty cool, but this is the back of my RV. I'm designing a place upstairs here I think is gonna really be my dream. I found this tinted window. I think the lighting will be better, so you'll be able to see what's behind me. It's very exciting. So what I'm saying is that we must act. We cannot be bystanders. We cannot be passive observers. We need to get involved. We need to do stuff, which is very much against what the cabal has trained us to just sort of like. And another thing that I was talking to Paul about, we have been trained since birth to question ourselves. You want to go live off grid and raise horses. I can't. Well, wait a minute. I can't really do that. The bank's not going to do this, and this is not. That's the way we think. We always go to the demon of doubt. No, I'm not. No, I just mentioned you. Just can you just stay out of it, please? The demon of doubt. Remember the demon of doubt? We all have the demon of doubt, right? Oh, I can't. I'm not. I can't have my own channel. I'm not a real podcaster like Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. I don't. I don't have. I don't. I don't have suits. I don't have like a fancy place. And, I mean, this is the demon of doubt. We have been trained from birth to listen to our doubts and just say, I can't do that. Me? No, no, no. No, I'm sure. No, I would fail. No, I'm afraid. I don't know what I would do. This is the demon of doubt. We must, in my opinion, ignore the demon of doubt. Go with your first thought. Your first thought is, I really want to start a farm and raise horses. I'm hearing there are all these horses that are looking for homes. We had this wonderful woman, Julie, on our channel. She, may her soul be blessed, but she passed away. But she was taking in all these horses. She had, whatever your dream is, you can do it. The demon of doubt is just, Sid is a QFS scammer. No truther will contact you about, right. Yeah, I think so. But I think Sid was I don't know. Yeah, okay. You guys are good, man. I mean, what can I say? It's all good. So yeah, no one's going to reach out for you to start the QFS thing. I think I think these are trolls trying to disrail me. But organized harassment, gang stalking needs to be exposed. Psychological warfare. I think I don't know. I think this is I'm not talking about that. Why are people, these must be trolls. If you want to talk, talk about something to derail me, it may or may not work, but it may work against you because I'm going to remove you. If you're talking about stuff that has no relationship to what I'm talking about, in my opinion, you're a troll, or you're not somebody who's helpful. All these people have all these ideas and all these. This is from the news people, but we're not there. My light will always honor your light. Thank you, Wade. I smoke them. Yeah. To what? Oh yeah. Look. So what? You stole a Jeep? Yeah. This is okay. So yeah, I'm getting a lot of trolls here. It's really it must be my day. So anyway, focus on your health, your diet. We've been told a lot of lies about our diet. I read a thing on X. I do still look at it, that diabetes can be cured by eating a carnivore diet. So there's a lot of information saying that we've been sold a bill of a bunch of lies about being a vegetarian and all this other stuff. It may or may not be. There are people who live for many years as vegetarians, but I just know my experience. I was a vegetarian for about a year. I was hungry for a solid year. I could not get enough food. And it just isn't for me. I'm a very high strung person. Now I'm doing very well. We don't eat until the afternoon, and I'm able to focus on my work pretty well during the morning. And then I get kind of like a little bit hangry about noon, and I start thinking about eating. And I usually have a meal, and then we have a big meal about 4 o'clock. We eat red meat almost every day. You don't have to be a millionaire to eat red meat. You don't have to eat ribeye steaks every day. There's a very affordable way to eat meat that's not injected, that hasn't been given hormones and that sort of thing. I take care of the trolls. Thank you, Go Time. You've been doing this for years for me, man. You got my back. I really, there are a lot of trolls on today. I don't know where they're coming from, but that must mean that we're hitting home. The bottom line is, join the Republic, not just to re-inhabit the Republic, which is very important. You can find out what's really going on. If you really want to know what's going on, I would say Sandy is the best source of information there is. And you will have a social life. You will have people that you can relate to. It's an amazing opportunity. If you think about moving forward, will everybody understand what's going on as we move further and further into this awakening? When we think about this post that I put out today, that I noticed, that I mentioned today, about C before D. We've been discussing that post from Q for many years. What does C mean? Well, it could mean Comey, that Comey's arrest comes before the Declass. Certainly, I don't believe that Comey is sitting at his estate in Colorado, wherever he lives, enjoying his life. I don't believe that Comey's free to do what he's an enemy combatant, and I'm sure he's been taken to Gitmo a long time ago. But as the movie unfolds, it could be that this is a signal that the D class is coming in a big way, and we're going to find out more and more information. Thanks, Go Tom. I really appreciate it. So, do, dream, act, change your diet, get some X39, get some LifeWave patches, get the water machine if you can. Build, dream, talk about what you want as if it's already there. That's what they're saying. I just kind of go along with that. I'm very big into manifesting, and apparently if you talk about what you want, what you need, it's just a waste of time. You have to act as if you have it already, and then the universe will, I'm hearing some kind of noise, then the universe will fill in the details for you. Pay attention. Oh, you brought me water. Pay attention to the details in your life. Pay attention to what shows you watch. Pay attention to what people say to you. Pay attention to, like in the movie They Live. Pay attention. Pay attention. Just notice things. And what I was saying yesterday is, you don't have to figure out, okay, I'm going to start a home for homeless horses. You don't have to figure out what you're going to be doing in 20 years, what your tax thing is going to look like, any of that stuff. All you have to do is the first step, the next step. And that will come to you once you prime your pump and you start to believe in yourself and you say, I want to have a ranch for horses that are just abandoned. I want to help them. And with that thought, you do the next step. Well, what's the next step? Well, maybe I should get some land. Let's look around. What kind of land can I get? Then when you get then you think, well, if I have land, I need a place to live on the land. And and people do this. People, I know there are a lot of people that are very into like the idea of tiny homes. And like, I'm not, I mean, we live actually in a tiny home called an RV. So we have like a tiny home, and it's a great interim place to live. But you want to make other plans. But that's what I'm saying. You don't have to have the whole design mapped out. I had a friend years ago. His name was Chuck. This very handsome kind of Greek guy. Very, very. I met him at the. I was a member of a fisherman's club because at the time, that was like my only way to relate to reality was through fishing. There was nothing else that interested me that much. I had a company, I had a construction company, but it was fishing that really was exciting to me. And I met this guy Chuck, and Chuck told me that he's a very successful guy. He would make 5-year plans. And in the 5-year plans, he would say, here, I'm going to have a vacation here. I'm going to enjoy. It was all, he had it all planned out. So that really worked for him, and he was very successful. I can't do that. I don't really want to do that because I find it a little bit limiting. I want to just be in the field. I want to be in the frequency, in the vibration, to discover whatever it is that creation really holds for me. To be in the stream of life doesn't, for me, does not mean in 5 years I'm gonna buy a yacht. I mean, it's just like, if I buy a yacht, I buy a yacht. It's just but it's not. I don't really care about that. As a matter of fact, because my parents lived on a small sailboat for 5 years, on a 30-foot sailboat, and they sailed around for 5 years. So I like the idea of living on the water, kind of like been there, done that. My family already did that. My mother, actually, I called my mother today, and she's a woman is interviewing her to find out about her adventures on the high seas for 5 years, and they're writing a book together. So that, it's not something that I think about. I don't. It's not part of my. Now, could it happen? Could Danielle and I decide to sell the ranch and move on to a catamaran or something? It could happen, but I don't. At this point, I don't see it. To be in the flow, to just do the, don't, in my opinion, don't worry about the big picture. Don't worry about where it's taking you or about what liabilities. This is the cabal. The cabal wants you to worry. Well, yeah, but if I do this, this is going to happen. And I remember my friend, and that is no, I'm not talking to you. Just, can you stay out of this? No, I'm not inviting you back to the channel. We are, no. No, 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 no. No. Goodbye, goodbye. See, the demon of doubt always wants to come in. He's ready. I could forget about him for 5 years. I haven't mentioned the demon of doubt, right? All of a sudden, when I start thinking about, but that is in this illicit thought structure that's been put upon you by your education and your parents. Not that your parents are evil in any way, but it's just they also were suffering from this criminal cabal. We all suffer under these jokers. So the idea, in my opinion, is to move forward and just do the next step. Okay, you bought some silver. Now you have, even though the fiat, the value of fiat is also going down. So even though silver has projected, it's now at a higher level. Probably you're like me, you don't really want to sell. I mean, I don't have any silver now, but I'm saying, those who did keep their silver during all this time and it went way up, you may want to think about, is there another kind of investment that I could make that is more aligned with my passions? And you may want to think about buying some land, or you may want to think about buying a boat, or this may be part of your adventure here. And that's okay. But what I'm saying is that the Republic is very much a part of this adventure, in my opinion. And it is on the same level. When I was 19 years old, I dropped out of college and I hitchhiked out to California. Part of the way I went with friends, but this was what people did. This was like in the early early 70s. I ended up spending a couple of years in Nashville with the boys down there doing songwriting and stuff. But this was like a radical thing to do, but it wasn't that radical. A lot of us were doing it. And so too, in my opinion, right now, the kind of cool thing to do is not to get an old Volkswagen bus and paint it different colors and eat a bunch of acid. That's not, I think the way forward now for those of us who are adventurous and who want to create a community of like-minded people, it's join the Republic. Just join, and you will be. I think you will be amazed. I'm amazed. I wish I had known about this before. I only found out about it through Gila. Gila introduced me to Nancy, and then the rest is history. But this is becoming a big part of my life, and I'm loving it because I'm around people who don't. They're like, you think what? You think that COVID was a bioweapon? Are you crazed? I don't want to be around people like that anymore. I don't. Well, I could explain it to you, but you won't believe me anyway. But in the Republic, you don't have that. You have people who totally understand and get it, and they're building the future. That's what's important. That's the difference between sitting here watching the news unfold and building the future on all levels. One of the things that really impressed me about religious people when I first got religious is that they work on many levels. A rabbi has 10 kids. A rabbi is a teacher. A rabbi is studying all the time. A rabbi is helping, there a rabbi is a multifaceted individual, and you guys as holy beings, as isbies, as people who have woken up to the reality that we live in and who understand their own power. Once you know, no, I'm not inviting you back to, no, you're, once you identify, once you really understand the demon of doubt inside you, it's like, feh, goodbye. I don't want to, I'm not dealing with you anymore. You're crazy. But we are multidimensional creators. You can create on many levels at the same time. Once the demon of doubt is out of your way, you can have a great relationship. And I want to talk about that just briefly. I do want to talk about that because one of the things that I agreed with Paul. Paul is invested. Hint, hint, hint. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, okay, I love it. I love it, man. You guys are really too much. So one of the things that Paul and I agreed upon is the importance of reaching out to younger folks. That the future of mankind is, yes, it is with us. We're the seasoned warriors. We've been warriors for many decades, and we are persistent. We know how to be persistent. But to reach out to the younger ones and help them. Paul is telling me that there's a lot of fertility issues, a lot of people that are, because of the medicines and the food and the chemtrails and the water and the bottled water, even people think they're living right by drinking water in plastic bottles. Is worse than cancer, according to Daniela. To shepherd yourself in a continually reach forward in a positive direction on all fronts. So Paul was telling me there are a lot of people with fertility issues now because of the medications, because of all these things. So I just want to encourage anyone who's listening that it's never too late to have a great relationship. It's just not. I mean, my mom was dating a guy at 89. She was 89 and he was 93. And they loved each other. They loved each other. They were, they were watching TV together every night, and he passed over. My mom's now 95, and she's writing a book with her friend. I called her today. She's, I'm like, Mom, you're busy. She's 95, man. She drives a car. You don't have, I don't believe in getting old. I don't think that's that's necessary. And if you have the water machine and you have X39 and you're resetting your stem cells, David Schmidt, okay, let me just change. I'm just changing gears, but David Schmidt is all about staying young, about living a long life with great health. So if you haven't tried the LifeWave product, I highly recommend you do it. And those of you who have tried the LifeWave product, I salute you and I thank you for supporting us, for helping us. But it is something I believe in. It is a frequency. We are frequencies. That's another thing that Paul and I agreed on. We are frequencies. We're not like rocks. I mean, rocks are not like rocks, but we are not a fixed entity. We were complementing each other. Paul is a very amazing person, but if you reach out to the warriors for the outreach, you will probably encounter Paul. He's an amazing guy. So we were talking about the fertility issues with young people and that kind of thing. Yeah, we got what, baby? You don't want me to talk about it? Okay, I won't go there. So yeah, the trolls are having a field day. Okay, so I won't go there, but I'm just saying it's never too late to have a happy childhood. That's the bottom line. And I don't believe it's no longer, in my opinion, productive to spend a lot of time trying to figure out the news. It's just not doable. If you really feel like you need to check into what's really going on, I would say check out with Sandy. Sandy's, you could reach her if you're on Wire, but she does all kinds of interviews now, and you could find out what's going on. I'm not the thing that's going on for me, the thing that really that I noticed besides the C before D, I think there's a delta to today. Let me find out. Let me just go there. Okay. No, this is the wrong one. Okay, stop sharing. Okay, let me try that again. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so here, this is a delta. Let's see what the delta is. This is, we were told in the drops that okay, so let's just look at this because I think this was interesting. We were told in the drops the order of events prior to the storm and that Comey was prior to Declass. C comes before D. We didn't really know what the C was, but this is quite possible. Let me take this off. That it's C before D, and that okay, so C comes before D. So that's worth remembering. And what is the delta? They don't show the delta here, but Comey arrested. So this is a big deal. All right. Now, another thing, the other thing that really attracted my attention, besides this, this is a very important post, in my opinion. I think you're getting this. Are you getting this? Are you getting my post now? Okay. The universe is giving you signs in your conversations, in music you listen to, in the clouds. Pay attention to them and piece them together. You will notice a pattern. That is very important, I think, and that is in line with everything we've been talking about for a long time. The idea is in Yiddishkeit is called hashgacha pratis, meaning divine providence. That everything that happens to you, everything you think, everything you remember. I'm getting memories lately. I think they're talking about the solar flare and that our DNA is going to be reactivated. This is beyond my pay scale. I don't know if that. I assume it's true. I assume that we are changing, and keep at it. Just keep at it. Don't be afraid to change. That's what Roseanne says is the defining sign of a human being is the ability to change. more messed up you. Yeah. The, the trolls are from under the bridge. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. The world needs what's coming. We need healing. We need financial help. We need our freedom to be. Yeah, but again, I don't think to be in that state is not necessarily a productive mindset. The productive mindset is to be doing, is to be reaching, is to be joining, is to be moving forward and living your dreams. It is not to be waiting to be saved, waiting for the RV, waiting. This is not us. This is not for us. We are the leaders of this, in my opinion, of the Great Awakening. And we need to be doing, because that's really what manifests. That's how you manifest something. You don't manifest something by thinking about it. And, yeah, I'd really like to do this, or I'd really like to live on a boat. That thought is just going to clog up your mind until you do something. Oh, I started looking for boats. There's a 30-foot CNC that somebody wants to give away. That's how my father used to get boats. People would give away boats. They get tired of it. So yeah, but just keep doing, keep forging ahead, keep progressing, keep changing. And I don't think anyone's going to come to save us. And I'm not going to talk about the relationship thing, but uh, at some point I will. But we need to be fruitful and multiply. And being fruitful does not necessarily just mean having babies. Being fruitful could be producing, changing. There are all these restaurants now that don't have seed oils. You could get involved with. There's so many things that need your attention, that need your direction, that need your shepherding. That you are a shepherd, and you need to. We all want to do on as many levels as we can at once. So that's pretty much it. So the other thing that attracted my attention in terms of the thought stream is the drought on the West Coast. They're saying that the West Coast, probably because of the chemtrails, is very, very dry, and there are some dangerous thought streams involving running out of water in the dams and all this kind of thing. So that's, I think, worth paying attention to and interesting. Hey, Starfire, the world needs what's coming. Yeah. Never listen to people that are more messed up than you are. I gave up trying to tell people they'll be asking a lot of questions soon. I think so. I think so. You can't force this stuff on people. But if you join the Republic, if you're involved with military people, a lot of military people are very hip to this, and it's wonderful. We are all part of a kind of a volunteer military, in my opinion, and nothing can stop what's coming. It's coming, but try to stay out of the trap, because there are many people online who want to tell you, oh, XRP is going to the moon on May 1st. That's going to be the big day. We have been listening to that kind of talk for at least 5 years. Every month, it's happening. The 15th of the month is when it's going to go down. Month after month after month. It could drive you nuts if you let it. So don't get into that trap. Stay out of that. Just keep moving forward. Keep working on your health. What can I say? I'm blessed to have a partner who doesn't, there's no way I cannot work on my health, because she won't let me. She just, it's like we're either eating steak or burger. What do you want? I'm like, okay, well, let's eat burger today. It's like, it, so I was also reading about this. They were talking about the Mongols who took over the world at some point. They would take a cow and dry it down. They would take like a whole cow and dry it into strips of steak, dry it in Mongolia out in the wind until it became like a brittle substance. Grind it down, grind it into a powder, and put the powder into the bladder, they're saying, of that particular cow, taking the whole cow, drawing it down into a powder, putting that into the cow's bladder, and they would use this substance, which was rich in fat and protein and minerals, and make a bouillon. They could just heat up some water and travel. They didn't eat anything else. This was their sustenance. Meanwhile, the Anglo armies always had a mess. They had a mess wagon, and they had to bring bread, and they had to bring this and that slowed down the army. So if you are involved in a carnivore diet, you can get more done because you really only need to eat once or twice a day, and you'll have plenty. And I'm even enjoying, last night I slept through the night. It was just the whole night. I think we went to bed late, didn't we?
Because you wore your glutathione patch all night.
Oh, because I wore my glutathione patch at night, and I slept through the night. But the glutathione patch is a master. It stimulates the master antioxidant. Dr. Stacey says it stimulates by 300%. So get the glutathione patch. Get the carnosine. I'm wearing carnosine today. Get the X39. Get X49. Danielle is saying she really likes X49.
When I'm fasting because I feel stronger.
What?
When I'm fasting because I feel stronger.
When she's fasting, she likes X49 because she feels stronger. It's good for your muscles. It's a sister patch, or a patch related to X39, X49, the water machine, carnivore diet, intermittent fasting, copper cups. Stay away from processed food. These people are trying to poison you. They are changing they change it all the time. New health bar, just as bad as the old health bar, except and they still have seed oils and everything, but they just change the labeling. We have to pay attention to what we're eating. I feel this is good and wonderful people in this channel. Thank you, Wendy. Permacan, yeah. Pemmican. Yeah, I think it was called pemmican. Yeah. But we don't need. Remember, in Tartaria, they couldn't find bathrooms in these old buildings. I think these people were able to get their nutrients from the air. I don't know, from the vibrations, from who knows what. But we will find out it little by little. And I think all this is good, but just keep marching forward. Do not look back. And we're coming into the promised land, but it's not coming the way, in my opinion, the way we thought it was going to come. Like for years, we've been thinking the EBS, the shutdown, everything's going to be, and there are certain podcasters who've been saying this for 5 years. The EBS is coming probably Friday. Probably Friday, we're going to hear the storm is upon us. Exactly this on Twitter. For 5 years, we've been hearing this. For 5 years, we've been hearing the middle of the month is when the RV is coming. And then when the middle of the month comes, it's the next month that it's coming. We've been hearing this for 5 years. This could be a tremendous sand trap. Just like mainstream media is a sand trap for the normies, this is a sand trap for our community. And just my advice is just to stay out of it. Right? Stay out of the sand trap. Stay out of the news, the perpetual news, and get into living your life. That's really it. Pemmican. The Native Americans made it too. Yeah. That is so low, man. You got the trolls just they can't go low enough. They're just so. But anyway, yeah. So that's it. I don't really have a powerful message tonight. I just think that we have to focus on the future and focus on living our dreams and focus on the fact that we are divine, we are part of divinity, and we have it within us to create the reality and create a beautiful reality whenever we want. So let's end with the new morning in out of respect to Brian Best, and thank you for being on the channel. And I'm sorry to those people who are looking for the latest update on the Q posts and all this. It's just bullshit. And we've been doing this for years. It's time to live a little. It's time to reclaim your life. It's time to join the Republic, right? It's time to start working on your humanitarian projects. And you can do that by reaching out to Paul at the Republic. Let me just show this again. You can reach out to military outreach at Republic for the United States of America.org and put in the subject heading Ellie's Warriors. And you'll find out, you'll get the forms for the humanitarian project that are from the White Hats. This is actual news. This will help you manifest by writing down what and really clarifying your thoughts. That's how you manifest. You write it down, you get on the web, you start looking around, you go, for me, I was on Zillow, and just keep doing things. And don't get trapped by the sexiness of the news. It's a trap at this point. I mean, I think it was good in the beginning that we all found out which end was up, but all right. So let's go to the new morning. It is a new morning. Brian has a new coffee called New Morning. It's supposed to be really good. Organic coffee. Spiritualbeingcoffee.com. Tired of the movie, ran out of popcorn. Yeah, me too. It's just but it really, if you want to find out what is really going on, listen to one of Sandy's podcasts. I believe in the Republic. Abraham Lincoln believed in the Republic. John F. Kennedy believed in the Republic. It is our way into the future. It is our way as a society, as a community. We have our own individual stories, but we want to be out of reach. We don't want to be under the thumb of the deep state, of these sicko criminals. Manifesting in Louisiana. Good for you, Angel Girl. Louisiana is a cool place. Native Americans. Yeah, it was a great night. All right, so let's do this thing. This is the new morning. The idea of the new morning is that it's been rough, man. It hasn't been a piece of cake, but we are still together. We are still moving forward. Whether my channel has on X 22,000.6 or 22,000.4, I don't get paid either way. It's, it's like, that's nice. It's like, just keep going forward. Use your talents, use your God-given talents. And we all have them. All right. So the night was long. I'm not totally in love with the graphics from this song, but it's kind of a generic, way of looking at the song, but hopefully at some point we'll be able to redo the video. Okay, so let's do it, man. Okay, wait, I can't do it that way.
Sunday at dawn, the night was hotter than hell and forever long. I can see the first light breaking through the trees. I feel the changes in the cool breeze of freedom. And it's a new morning. saw it coming, hiding in plain sight. Banksters taking power, stealing our lives. They were looking to bury us in debt, shame and fear. But our roots grew stronger as we reached into the air with freedom. Freedom. And it's a new morning. It's a new morning. With each day we're rising up in this world with the power of love, with the power of peace, the power of joy, the power of truth, and the power of freedom. And it's a new morning. It's a new morning. It's a new morning. It's a new morning.
Yeah, thank you, Trinity. Yeah, I think we are picking up momentum, and Paul is feeling that too. The Republic is being there's more and more enthusiasm about re-inhabiting the Republic. This is our way out. This is our community. This is just like Haight Ashbury. Haight Ashbury, and I don't know how to pronounce it, but this is like the summer of love. It's we're all coming together around the idea of freedom from the cabal, of freedom to live the life we've always wanted to live without fear and shame and guilt and doubt. So may force be with you. May you realize that you got it. You got the force. You are the force. May source be with you. May you manifest beyond your wildest dreams. I'm building the studio of my dreams. Who might even have a studio? I mean, I'm not, I'm like a trained broadcaster. It's my passion. It's just something I do. I like it. I don't have to be successful at it. I don't have to make a lot of money. This is what I do. I'm not dependent on anything outside. They took away 13 channels already from YouTube, and they won't monetize me and whatever. Who cares? I'm just delighted that I'm able to do this every day, and Danielle is willing to put up with me to some degree, and it's all good. So let's get out there with a big smile on our face. Enjoy this incredible time of transformation. There's no better way to look at it, but just keep doing what you're doing and don't look back. Don't worry about the wolf at the door. We're going to get through this. We always do. And we're tough. We've been tough. We've been hardened and seasoned and made ready. We're ready. We're not just waking up now. We've been doing this for a long time, and we're ready for anything. So let's get out there with a big smile on our face and rock the world.